Hello everyone, this is Makiko and Dan about the lucid dreaming. Welcome.
Hello.
This is Dan. Welcome. So we've been talking about the dream for a while, and just a quick review. We talk about what is dream and also the mechanic behind the dream. And then we also touch upon what is the best way to lucid dreaming. What is a lucid dreaming? And Dan had a lot of tips, right? How to recall dream, right? And, not to get upset over if you're not remembering dream and things like that. So Dan, would you like to add a little bit more just for a quick review of our lucid dreaming class so far?
Well, just what I recall from the last one, we were talking about, it came up that some people were having trouble recalling their dreams, and they were worried that maybe, they couldn't even recall anything. But the idea is if you can recall anything at all, then go ahead and recall that part and then hold on to that part, for as long as you can hold it. And then what that does, that kind of flexes your dream muscle, your dream memory muscle. And so eventually you'll get to where you'll be able to recall more dream time. So it's not that you'll remember all of it all at once, but if you can remember a portion of it and then hold on to it, and then you'll recall more and more portions, and you'll finally get to where you can recall, entire dreams or large portions of them.
Yeah.
And then be able to mine it for all the information that is held there.
Yes, thank you. Excellent. So we actually had a slide presentation, and that it's a quite useful information. So if anybody interested in going back to get the recording, we are able to offer that. So please do ask Dan about it. It will be available. Now let's talk about today's topic, which is how to decode. And this is a very exciting topics, but a lot of people do this and in a very wrong way. So Dan and I going over what are the correct ways and what are not. And we are not saying this is the only way. Please don't think that. But there are definitely the things that you probably shouldn't do, and we will tell you why. The first thing most people do, well, let's say you have to remember the dream. Most often people do remember recurring dream or a scary dream, or the dreams are right before you get up, when you wake up. But those are the dreams that people tend to remember. Why? Because those happen to be very important ones. Okay? A lot of dreams are being used from ancient time for healing purpose, and then also to avoid unwanted outcome. Sometime the dream tell you ahead of the time something dangerous things happen, or a lot of reported, right, document by doctors. The patient shows up at the doctor's office because they had a dream, right, and they're very quite accurate one, right, like a pancreas. They're very very scary accurate. So that's why doctor decided to make a note of it. So there's a whole case study about that dream triggering in the doctor's visit. So dreams are important, and especially the one that those you remember or you happen to remember. Now, a lot of time, some dreams are like, for example, health issues that people are very unaware, and usually a less interpretation needed. But some dreams, actually most of dreams, are symbolic. And what do? Most people wake up, wow, what's that? And they go, Google. Let's Google these things out, let's check it out. There's a tons of information out there, and this is one of the worst things you can do. The second worst things you can do is go to Barnes & Noble to pull out the dream dictionary, right? Oh, just click one, I'm gonna find out this symbol, right? That's another things that people tend to do. Um, but those are the kind of things that first thing you tend to do, but it's not necessarily a good thing because a lot of those interpretations are either too generic or too specific, right? It just leads to the more question. So when you're not going the right way, you feel like you're going into rabbit hole, right? Remember the Matrix, the movie? You're going to rabbit holes, right? And you know this is not the direction. So how do you do it, right? There's a couple of tricks to it, but there's also the very strict sequence. So first, I want you to bring out at least one dream that's very important to you. Okay, I'm gonna give you a list. The most important by far is a recurring dream. Okay? If you still have that, that is the one that you probably want to decode today. The second is a scary dream. Okay, especially the most recent one. Okay, all right. The third, if you don't have any of those, just pull out the most recent dream that you could recall and give it the title. Okay, that's nice. It could be, you may not want to share. That's okay. Just give the title of the dream and just write it down so you know what you're, working with. Dan, would you like to give a couple of tips?
For which bit?
A dream decoding before I go in.
Dream decoding. I always see the dreams in three different phases. There's like the dream that you see, and then there's the dream that you're reacting to, and then behind that there will be like a telepathic message behind the dream. And usually that's the one I try to tap onto the most to get the most information. So you might be seeing a disturbing scene, you might be seeing a disaster or something, and you might be thinking, oh my gosh, there's a disaster. But the telepathic message might be saying, yes, but everything's okay, everything's going to turn all right. And sometimes you can learn, oh, this disaster has to happen because it's going to facilitate, some other blessing, and that it won't be able to come any other way. So you think, oh, look at this terrible disaster going on, but there is a blessing behind it, and go, oh, if we just look at the blessing of it and go, oh, well, so now we understand, why that had to happen. So every time I have a dream, I look at it from those 3 points. So what did I dream? What did I think about what I dreamed? But what did I get from the dream? Anyway, that's always what I've been doing since I found that out.
Thank you. So those are the one that eventually you could be proficient and see phases. That's great. So the one of the difficult thing is that you as an observer or you are acting, right? It's almost like a dream film production. Sometimes you're actress, right? You're actually acting on, or sometimes you're observing, right? And then sometimes you're not sure. It's like, I don't know, someone unconscious, right? What I'm thinking, that kind of thing. So those are okay. That one of the things that you would do, this is a training. The more you do, you better at it. But unless somebody kind of walk you through, sometimes we miss a lot of important fact. Also, dreams are multidimensional. Okay, depend on what is a station, consciousness, station at. Also, your emotion, okay, or your spiritual growth. The dream will give you different messages. Okay? So it is not because, oh, I had this dream and that's how I feel about it and that's it, like a equation, that's fine. But if you keep coming up, you still have some lesson to learn and you may miss something. So I will go in through some method. Maybe you think a little bit unusual. So I would like to pick one of your dream, if you want to be decoded, to be decoded, and then okay, having this audience. Hi, Lona. Welcome. I would willing to, and then I know I promise. I know this lady is here, but I believe I promised someone to do it. So please remind me if I say something like that before the class. Is that Lona or is you?
Yeah, no, that's Lona, but she's not unmuted yet.
Oh, okay.
She might need a minute.
All right, that's fine. Does anybody has a dream that want to be decoded?
I have a dream that I had maybe 20 years ago, but it was constant. But
Okay.
because I can't remember anything that I've had recently, but I used to be able to dream that I could take my tongue and push my front teeth out. And I must have had this dream about 20 times, but I haven't had it in ages. But I had that dream constantly for a long time.
Wow. So it's excellent. I just want to repeat tooth. Dream about tooth or teeth. Actually, far more common than you think. I had several times, and it was so vivid that I still do remember. Now, it's also interesting. There's a lot of example from Chinese origin how to interpret that too. Anything to do with the bathroom or teeth, the people in China has a greater interest. So let's take that. Is that all you have? I mean
That I can remember right now. I mean,
because this is kind of like a short movie. It's gonna be. So I want you to remember as clearly as you can. But it's okay.
Okay,
I don't
even have to close my eyes. I can remember.
No, let's go with it. Okay.
That I just had to do that with my tongue and my teeth would be loose. They never came out. They were just loose.
Okay. So let's write it down. Let's write it down first. Okay, which is you. We're gonna decode from you. You as acting on that. Are you the actually doing it, or you're seeing?
Yes,
can you see yourself?
I'm doing it.
You are doing it.
I can feel me
You
doing
could
it
feel.
from this aspect. Like if I was doing it right now as I'm sitting.
Okay.
So it was me doing it.
Okay. So we're gonna write down you, I. Okay. I as I, and every time we decode and write a dream, you have to write in a present tense. Okay. Just like a happening right this moment. Okay. I acting me, right? And you're gonna start the sentence. I have also an urge to, in your word, urge to push my teeth with my tongue, right? Is there any,
Putting my tongue against my front teeth and they're a little loose. I don't know, maybe years ago I used to work for a dentist.
No. So right now, there's no such thing. You're actually doing now, so you're not thinking like those things, right? You are doing the pushing, just really act out with the tongue and the front teeth. Are you seeing yourself in the mirror?
No.
No. Is there anything else around you?
No.
Okay. So that's the next one. Okay, so what happened after when you press the teeth? Is it one tooth or two teeth?
Two front teeth just get loose,
Okay.
but they never fall out.
Okay, so you need to write down two front teeth. And next thing another thing is you write it down tongue. Is this a recurring dream, Maggie?
Well, I had it as a recurring dream 20 years ago, but I haven't had it since. But that's the only one I can remember that was so vivid.
Okay.
Oh, and then I used to dream, I won't go, that's another dream.
Okay, and then do you feel pain?
No.
There's no pain?
Nope, no pain.
So what was your very first reaction in a dream?
I always prided myself on having nice teeth, and I just was worried that they would eventually come out, that I didn't want them loose.
Okay, so you need to write down, I don't want to. Now, after that scene, you wake up.
Yeah.
So that is a very end.
Yeah, it was just that one thing.
Okay. All right. So now you become two from twos. You really have to become two from T's, I guess. Okay. So so kind of like a put this on the border, and you're gonna start with I am two from twos or T's. Start with a totally different section. And if you are two from T's, right? You really have to be that. And what as your T's, how do you describe these things, experience?
Just loose. It's no pain. It's no nothing. It's just loose.
Well, if you're T's, how do you describe that? Because you're not saying yourself.
I'm able to move. Okay, if I'm my teeth, I'm able to move back and forth because my tongue is pushing against me and my teeth are loose. Like I can almost put them horizontal to my gums if I wanted to, but they wouldn't come out.
But I don't
come out.
I don't come out.
I'm holding on. Okay, so that's something tenuous. Very.
Well, no. I'm just gonna keep writing, keep going. I am tenuous. Okay, I'm loose.
I'm holding on.
I'm holding on.
Right.
I'm holding on. Anything else that those two from T's want to say?
That's all I want for Christmas.
Okay, all right. Next, you're gonna become tongue.
Oh, okay, then become tongue.
I am tongue.
I am tongue. Why am I doing that to my teeth? Why don't I just leave them alone? And then I'm making them loose because I'm pushing on them. But I still can't push them out, so I guess my teeth are stronger than my tongue.
That's interesting.
My teeth are stronger than my tongue.
That's all I can think of.
So it is interesting because when you are becoming you and switch to teeth, okay, and your teeth and switch to tongue, your energy completely changed. There's each of your body parts has some messages, and also they have a complaint too. Yeah, and then there's a little conflict, but it's also the aha moment. And then each time you pray that, I don't know, you felt that in the body, but we kind of, I felt when you're talking about it, and it was a quite interesting story actually. And now you acted out each part. You become the producer of this short film. You are the audience as well, but you're also producing for this audience going to watch this movie. I want you to become producer's standpoint, and I'm going to want you to kind of tell the story.
My tongue has no business trying to push my front teeth out, and my teeth are strong enough to resist being pushed out totally. Yes.
All right.
I mean, I can't remember what was going on in my life at the time, but I'm sure it's something to do with struggle.
And then from the Maggie's standpoint, is that what the Maggie's talking?
I would have suspected because it was so long ago and it was maybe at the end of my third marriage. Sorry, people, I didn't want you all to know that. But
No judgment.
No judgment.
I actually respect that. That's so great.
But that's kind of how I kind of remember remember that at that point, I'm trying to think back that many years of what I was going through, and I think probably that was it.
And you never have that dream again.
No, but I had it a lot when I did have it. Like a couple times a week when I did have it.
Wow.
So I had been going through something.
You probably wanted to push them out with your tongue.
Push them out with a spear, I think.
There you go.
Yeah, it is. And then you may remember a little bit more. There's always something when you're in a dream that vivid like that. Sometimes we think that's all we see, but you started noticing. Oh, wait a minute! I think I seen myself from the top. I'm seeing doing this in the mirror. Or I have always wearing certain clothes, or I only see from the head, neck up. You start to noticing a little bit more. More you notice, actually, it's better because the dream, it's sometimes you just recall. You think it's only little thing, but as soon as you do it, you start to wait a minute. I had this person, but this person wasn't talking. I know this person in this dream. She doesn't look like anything like it, but I know who she is. Right? So you write it down, those things. So it's more come up. Now, also when you're talking about the dream, it's hard because you're doing to yourself. So you can observe yourself, but you're like this, when you're talking, like it was really protecting your body and a little bit more defensive because you needed that. When you're speaking, because at the time when you felt, it shows how your emotional state or feeling. So it's very defensive. It was probably really tough. The world was kind of really against you. At least you felt that way at that time. Yeah. And then
I never feel like the world is against me. I kind of feel like I'm just going through a bad period. I don't like to think of world as being against me.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's my way of saying,
Okay.
observing. So this is why it's another example that it's always wrong to ask for somebody else for interpretation because just like this now, right? The way am I observing just exactly how I saw, but it didn't go well with Maggie. So that's very important. You speak up to yourself and no, that's not my interpretation. I override it, and this is how I view it. You always trust your view. Now, then a little bit of like a generic knowledge also won't be harmful because, for example, the tooth or teeth. When you have a dream, because I have a lot of dreams, I tend to analyze all those things. I tend to read all those things as well. Now, why do people dream about the teeth often? Because the teeth is before you may not notice. But teeth is a very integral part of survival, very essential part of our, link to the survival of things and also instinct. Now, maybe you may not know that, but particular scientists discover that pressure of biting, right, using your teeth, stimulate 5 different parts of the brain. 3 of them is, not only the survival, or creativity, and also motivation, right? Some of them are sexual drive, the will, right? Those are fundamental energy of the, sacral and solar plexus, the will to live, creativity and sexual activity. So you could imagine the people who hospitalized can eat with their teeth, okay? You start to go decline quite quickly just because not be able to use the teeth. It's very, very important. You start losing the will to live. And also they found out if you can't bite, you soon start losing to stand up with 2 feet and walk. Those 2 are the autonomic system is very linked. So it was an interesting story in Japan because there's a lot of people not be able to get up from the bed. and it's always a link to not be able to swallow food. And one dying wish one, this is a man who couldn't walk and get off the bed for several years. He thought, this is it. I'm going to die because I have no will to live. He said, my dying wish is to eat something within my teeth. Nobody wanted to recommend it, but well, he's gonna die anyway, right? That's a thinking. So they gave him food, and it's within a month. It took a month though. He started walking. Yeah, and now he's doing the gardening, and so it is, and that is how the people, scientists, just to check is there any link, and they start to understand what those things. So teeth is very, very important, and we, interestingly, our body knows how important it is.
You know, it's interesting to hear that you're saying all this. So my father has lost a lot of his teeth. He had both knees replaced, both hips replaced, and he said he's having a very hard time chewing now. And he fell, he broke his hand. He broke his wrist a year ago. That's fascinating.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very
So
interesting.
teeth is very important. That's why a lot of people have a dream about when they have a dream about teeth. It is something to do with very fundamentally affecting your life. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's kind of general thing. So you can't just ignore. Well, first of all, it's kind of scary. You get up like, you touch your teeth. Okay, it's still here. Right? I'm not okay. Right? Yeah. It is something to make a note of. So thank you for sharing it.
Interesting. I had Invisalign braces, and I still have to wear my retainer at night. And I'm not good at wearing it every single night. So sometimes I'll go like a week or so and then put it in for a couple of days. And I find that after the class, my Reiki training and everything, whenever I wear my retainers, it puts the pressure on my teeth, and I have the weirdest, most vivid dreams when I have them in my mouth, and I can remember them like slightly more. And then when I realize now that we're talking about this, like that's when I have the craziest dreams is when I'm wearing them and I have all that pressure in my mouth and my teeth. And as soon as I wake up in the morning, I can't wait to just take them out.
Yeah. So body is telling you something, right? It's just not going well with your beingness. Yeah.
Interesting.
I'm not sure that the time is. Does anybody else?
I had that
Okay, go ahead.
reoccurring dream told me at the Mother's Day session that I should bring up, but I haven't had it again in a while, but it was reoccurring when I would have it, and it was just that I would be told whatever, I'd be, being normal, a normal day, I wake up and I'll be told that I'm pregnant, I'm having a baby, and it's going to be given to me like in an hour or something like that. But I'm not actually ever physically pregnant, and it's not like adoption or anything. Like it's like I'm here, I'm me, but I'm also, I guess, having a baby. But I never see myself having a baby. It's just like, oh my God, I'm having a baby. I'm pregnant. I'm gonna have a baby. I need to. And then the rest of the dream is me rushing around, getting all the things that I'm gonna need, diapers and crib, and setting up for a baby in like 2 hours before this baby is gonna be like delivered to me. And then the reoccurring thing is, and like it's always it's different details, but it's the same thing where, oh my God, I'm having a baby. I didn't even know I was pregnant. Like, like one of those things. And it's always, I don't know, like it's.
Yes.
I had it like 3 times, and then I haven't had it in a long time.
In a long time, okay.
But I've had it 3 times in my life that I can distinctly
remember. Yeah, so those are important. I'm not sure, Dan, you could hear. So kind of you all of a sudden have shocking, news that you are having a baby in 2 hours and rushing around, to get ready. Now you've been questioning, what the hell? you already accepted the,
it's
invitation.
like one of those where it's like, no, okay, you're having a baby, and then sometimes there's people with me, And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, no, I'm not, no. And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, okay.
So you get basically buying into that. So it is the same exercise. By the way, did you do when you were doing it? As if you become you and you are you, or you're watching, or?
Sometimes I'm me. When I'm getting the news, I'm me.
Okay.
And I'm hearing it. And then I'm outside myself, watching myself.
Okay, that's important. Okay.
Preparing. The one specific that I remember the most was the last time I had the dream. I was in a parking lot in the town that I lived close to. Remember the store was like an AC Moore parking lot.
Okay.
Why would I be buying baby stuff at AC Moore? I don't know. But I needed to pick up a car seat, and one of my ex-boyfriends, or I saw the both of us sitting in the car with the car seat, picking up the car seat box and all of the other stuff, driving out of that parking lot. So it was like I got the news, and then I can see myself doing everything else.
Okay, so you are yourself an observer. Okay, so that's add a little bit more the level of the importance of the dream. Okay, so you need to first you need to be you. I am I, and basically as it happened, you're gonna write it down. Okay, and next.
Say it out loud as I'm writing it, or
yeah, you could I'm gonna say what you have to do, and then you could fill out the detail because you need to go through that. And then the next I guess the little space. And next, I am a Erica as observer. Yeah, obviously the most important thing. I am a baby, and you're gonna write it down from the baby who is coming in, right? Watching the whole thing. Mother, you watching Erica, and
I never actually get the baby to wake up.
That's okay. That's okay. But the baby is already in the topic, right? And next one is you say the car seat. Okay. So I'm a car seat. And I'm an ex-boyfriend.
Maybe I shouldn't have given so many details.
The detail is good because it's important. And I am the delivering news. I am the person who delivering this news to Erica. Since you are remembering so well, I am the AC Moore parking lot.
Oh boy.
Yes. And I am a car. Carrying Erica and all those things. You're gonna need to write everything from that perspective in the present tense. And please, when you are writing down, avoid the foreign. I believe, I think, maybe because. There are no such things. You are very, very conscious, clear, and from just only that subject perspective. So if only I am doing, I am feeling, I am acting, I do this, I receive this, I giving a message to blah, 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 I said this. So each and every one of them, you probably a little bit more, but it is okay. It's important to be a AC Moore parking lot. And the car itself. Yeah. And
how do I do that though?
Anything else? I could give you an example. I am the AC Moore parking lot. Okay. This was always my normal day. Car comes and car comes in and car goes out. I see one car coming in, circling around my surface. And I hear the yelling. Right?
Yeah.
And I hear some interesting things, right? And what else a parking lot observe if you're a parking lot? Because parking lot is just like a holding and place the people comes in and out. So you're like a parking lot, I guess. Did you just go in and out the parking lot?
I don't remember driving in, but driving in or seeing myself driving.
Okay, so you're seeing yourself driving out
in the car.
in a car.
That's when I'm observing. So, I mean, at least as far as I remember.
Okay.
I can
So-
remember being in that parking lot and I could see the parking lot and me driving out of it. But I was
Okay.
never actually driving in it.
Yeah.
Just that overall feeling of having been there.
Okay. That's
that
very good. So as a parking lot, I have no idea why this car just show up. It's the craziest things, you know. And this couple seem to be, press the car seat from the manifested some from somewhere else and drive out from my space. It maybe could be that. Now you are observing, right? So observing dream is interesting because there's a couple of reasons why you're observing and not acting on it. The one is too much. Okay? And depending on also you're observing from the back or observing from the top. It's very different. Are you observing from your behind?
Observing kind of from the side. Like I can see myself through the passenger side window across the person sitting there and I'm driving. And it's like I'm watching a movie and I'm watching it play out.
Okay.
But I'm
Also,
watching
okay.
from
Okay. So you're
like
observer. So you're really observer. Okay. So that's really different. So you're watching movies. So you've done this many times. Okay. So a lot of time you're observing it. You come back to the scene many times. But also you are reflecting more than acting. So this is something that you need to learn, which you haven't learned. So that's another important thing. You're already observing. Another reason you're observing, sometimes either or both. It's too painful to be the person, so you pull yourself out and become observer. This is very important to notice you're observing or not. Now, when after all you write it down and you become like Maggie did. I'm a producer. I'm a film producer of this short film. Okay, what is the title will be? Okay, what is my main goal? Because you're gonna have an audience. What are you expecting the audience to react or respond or learn from? Because the producer have to think of that and how they're gonna cast, right? What is the storyline? And you're gonna write it down from the producer's standpoint. This is the title. This is my message. And this I expect the audience to respond because I'm gonna make those actors in an event in the film in this way. And then at the very end, you become the pure audience and watching this movie. And notice, this is where it's very important. Notice when you're observing, notice that's like in a movie, how your body is responding. You're cringing, you're laughing, or what is a posture? Because your body, your cellular experience will react, where as if you are in a dream, and that is perhaps the most important message, the cellular response, because that's all those things is recorded in your cell and your bone. A lot of the time we record all our life experience from the skin. And once it's become permanent, we go into the bone. The bone. So sometimes if you get injury or surgery, something to do with the cartilage or bone, also something pop up. Something is stored, trauma or could be good memory or whatever it is, it will resurface because you are mucking up or manipulating your memory disk. The burn victim, that's a huge amount of surface area, right? That's a humongous trauma because think about all those memories also distorted and gone. It's not just a physical, trauma, but it's all encompassing. So so it is interesting to decode. Now this is a lucid dreaming class. So I would like you to do the following. These dreams are recurring and perhaps sometimes shocking that time, but neither of you having the dream now. But you may have something like that, right? Or you may have some scary dream, um, or your dream is very stuck in a mental field, right? Mental realm, and if you don't like anything you see, you can go back and to change. So this is another lucid dreaming. Okay, it's active lucid dreaming. So you are purposely focused and going back to the same scene, the same dream. And this time you go into modify the way you want. Perhaps you make sure that it will never happen, but that means you need to go even further back. And how can it be? This dream will never, you know, come back. What is the area that I need to feel from? What is the kind of emotion I like to feel when I'm lucid dreaming, right? So you create and you fix, because you're a producer, you're a filmmaker, you could do whatever you want and you could retake as many times you can, modify, right? It's very effective if you have a fearful dream. Yeah, so confronting the dream. You just do before you go bed, you confronting the fearful dream and you change how it like to be. And you basically go in the dream, a lucid dream, and you act on it. It's very healing. Once you become sufficient at this, right? Because you can be. And then you're gonna start to creating the desirable future in a dream. But you need to go up to fifth dimension. So it takes some time because you need to know that's the dimension you're playing at. That means you need to go through the tunnel of become unconscious. Because when you're mentally dreaming, you're kind of very aware because we're still in relatively this dimension, a little bit above 3D, but it's not completely false. When you go through the fourth dimension, you become a little unconscious, and you wake up conscious on the other side. So that is where the game starts, right? And you wish you need to go to fifth dimension. Fifth dimension is for the field of unconditional love, and that is where all the blueprint you could make and project out to this 3D body. That's how you manifest, how you heal disease. I can't even speak. Heal disease and things like that, because that's more fluid. Here it's very difficult. It's very hard. It's already kind of just the final expression. Now, we do this every night though, but most of us don't remember. Sometimes we remember some of that, the 5D experience. So our goal, objective is to have a really enriched lucid dreaming is to remember dream. Like Dan said, it's a muscle, a memory muscle. Even just a little bit, embrace it. And if you embrace it, your brain likes it and try to do more. So more you remember, it's a better chance you remember the 5, right? So you wake up on the other side, you become unconscious, but you become conscious. Now, when you're waking up, you're going through this tunnel again. You become unconscious again, brief moment, and you become conscious. Ta-da! Here. So this is why it's very important. As soon as you awake, there's a between kind of you're kind of awake, but not really. Mm-hmm. And you want to go back to bed, but you kind of have to wake up. That is a very important moment. That is a moment you are trying to recall dream when semi-conscious. It's a training. You can do this. Remember dream, remember I. And in this is the point when you say, I remember in my dream, like a mantra. I do remember my dream. Remember my dream. I remember my dream. And let's say kind of scanning your brain and you can't recall anything. I like the Diane method, right? Because there's a distinct category of the dream likely you have. Was I traveling? Was it a dream about the animal? It was ancestor. It was a message. It was a strange dream. You just check. Was it this? Was it this? Did I see someone I know? Right? And then also like the image pop up and you grab it, right? And it might something come out, you grab it, and each time you grab, you're going back check, okay, I had this scene, I had this scene, this scene. Keep repeating until you fully awake. You keep repeating. It's important, don't move. Sometimes you're going, flip this side and, your whole memory go, it's like, oh crap, I just lost it. So before you do that, you start to write it down, right? And then always make a title. Yeah. And then you get the habit of it, and you fill out the blank because as you write it down, you tend to forget other scene. So what I usually do, I guess the main category, this scene, I just dot, and start to filling out the detail. So I don't lose, a couple of my dream. Because when you remember dream, usually it's like a train dream, like, right? It's not just one dream. It's actually just seeing that thing, right? It comes up like that.
Yeah, but what if you have a night? I want to call it like a night terror. Like, why would I want to go back and like sink myself back into it when it's horrifying for me?
Yeah. So that is even more important to not so much.
Gives me anxiety just talking about it.
So it is a tremendous amount of healing needed to happen, and we need to do this when it's not unconscious. You're conscious here, and we need to go back and just kind of feel through it and a power to change. I have a power to change all this. It's also a mantra. I have a power to change. I have a power to change. And replacing that image, usually it comes with an image, correct? Like a series of image.
It's funny. I've had it several different times in like the last couple of years, but it's to the point where like I actually am like shrieling in my sleep. Like I've had someone wake me up because I'm like doing this like like when you hear a lamb like being slaughtered, I like get like that.
Oh wow. So that's like a different level,
Yeah,
That's like
that's what I mean.
yeah, that's like astral like a trauma. You're traumatized in the astral realm. You need more protection before we go in there. So lucid dreaming is a little more lighter side. Like
Well,
a lighter appetizer.
This is 101. You're like
Yeah,
10:03.
yeah. So you needed to probably have come to Avatar class because that's being requested. And first you need to seal yourself, and then once you bring the more capacity to hold a higher frequency, and then we're going to protect the astral body. We're gonna pull out astral body, and we're going to protect it. So when you're traveling, send this astral body up. It's still you are be able to protect it from this realm.
Be interesting because I thought that's why I should take this class because I was like, oh, maybe in lucid dreaming that's where I have to.
It's my avatar class, and I think we're getting toward the end. Next Tuesday is the last one.
Yeah.
And we're gonna do actually a quick seal. We're gonna do the meditation with a quick seal because I don't think very few people practicing this 12D seal every day. I can't unblock the seal. It's too dangerous until we able to hold our sealed in this realm. And then what I'm gonna do is once we be able to do it consistently, we're going to unlock the seal, 2 seals, and then you're gonna pull out the astral body. That's why you need to be able to hold personal protection seals when you're coming out, right? And then we're going to protect the astral body within this seal. So that becomes a little bit more permanent. But next Tuesday, I'm gonna teach you the a very quick seal, temporal seal. But
Okay,
as long as you do that, it's very simple technique. But once you do that, you do maybe enforce a couple of times a week, you will be sealed.
But this
That's
nightmare is coming from there.
Yeah.
All right.
Right. It's I'm giving a huge band-aid. But the best one to do, I think I shared that 12D seal meditation. Did I? Yeah, I
You
think
didn't-
so.
Yeah, you said you were going to.
I think I
that in that
posted.
class. Oh, did
Yeah.
you? Maybe I didn't get it.
Ooh, I thought I did. It's Google Drive. I shared. Yeah, no, I didn't. Oh, I did. I'm gonna post again. But you need to do the 4 to 6 week consistently, and then you actually feel it, and then you be able to do this more permanent. That's a more serious business, but you two definitely do need to do that. Yeah. Okay.
I get like attacked every night, according to my dream.
No, just
That's
even
why.
talking about it, I have like pains in my chest. And I like forgot about it till like you were talking, and then all of a sudden, like it just started surfacing, and I was like, ooh.
Yeah. So astral tagging, astral attack, those are real. It is not sci-fi fiction.
Okay.
And almost all cases of psychoactive diseases like a bipolar, schizophrenic, multiple disorders, those are the people who traumatize and torture in the astral realm. So each time they go to bed, it gets worse when they wake up. And they become more and more unconscious. So the medication actually do the reverse effect, because medication make you feel those psychotherapy or those medication, antipsychotic medication, because they make the person less unconscious. So you're even more unconscious up there, and become further fragmentation will happen. I mean, it's great for family member, but it's not great for patient. Almost all those medication for family member, a caretaker. It's not for the patient. Yeah. So, but I understand, family member need that break, but if so you need to really be dealt with at the astral realm. Actually, you need to have a protected astral realm body. Then you could do something here. So we all been kind of, part of us being traumatized out there. Some are more, right? Some are less, but we all have that. And the part of the soul so traumatized usually separate from us, and sometimes we'll never see that part again. Now, when you go into the ascension process and awakening process, those pieces of you kind of forgot about come back, because you're expanding who you are. And you are suddenly hit this craziest things. I mean, whatever is this demonic things coming after me, well, not knowing it's a part of you, right? Can't even recognize the piece of you, who you are, because they've been traumatized for a long time. And coming back and what is this thing? It happens. And you have a choice, integrate, be able to ask, show me your true form. What is your true form? Because we are so sensitized by those sci-fi film and this occult film, right? And those scary things coming after and eat you. But a lot of those depictions actually they do exist, but it's not as they look. Let me say that. Whatever there's a scary thing, actually, oftentimes it's a good things, but they depict like a Halloween and little thing. They depict it's an evil thing, but they are not necessarily evil. But we are sensitized, totally, sensitized to that. So we tend to react, right? And the more you become fear, it get worse actually. So we kind of need to develop like a spiritual muscle in the sense that, okay, show me the true form. And it will usually change, believe me. Ask 3 times, it changed.
Okay.
And ask again 3 times, and it will change until they don't change anymore. And then you're talking to the real form. Okay. So it is difficult when you're in a total fear, right? In a terror. You can't ask even like.
I can't talk. I can't.
If you are paralyzed,
Yeah.
and that's definitely not good force.
That's what?
That's definitely foreign, not good. It shouldn't be. So you need to reclaim your, I am Avatar. I'm God and Goddess. You have to do that like almost like a mantra
Okay.
before you go bed.
Yeah, the kind of nightmares I have are like the Indiana Jones type, where like you just get out of one horrifying thing, and then the next one comes, and it's like like the boulder, and then the whatever, and then the thing chasing. And, oh my God! It's like there's no
No,
end to it.
no break.
Yeah, it's just like you just get out of one mess, and you're like, oh my God, then something else comes.
Wow.
Wow.
Look what you're going through
I've
now.
had, like dinosaurs, Jurassic Park type. This was long before Jurassic Park ever came out. I was having to see dinosaurs were.
Wow. You know, that just kind of remind me. Some people are contracted to be called for the Dream Theater, and those that happen to be the movie writer, script writer, book writer, and author. They all go and watch the same film, and they get idea and manifest and write a book or a movie. You notice like a similar movie comes out around the same time, oftentimes because they're all going to the same place. They watch the same thing. But some people make it horror movie. Some people make like a wonderful children movie from the same thing. You know, depending on how you bring it back to this conscious realm. I sometimes wonder you may be the one of those group. Because I kind of notice you have a talent. Well, you have a talent, writing talent.
I don't remember them.
Yeah. So yeah, maybe that you need to request a different what is that called, genre.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they said George Lucas, like that wrote Star Wars. That's what he. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he floats out in the galaxy. I think he's a time traveler.
Oh, wow.
So they go to the like did you watch the Inside Out? Did you say that there's Dream Theater? That's actually real. We don't go. I mean, I only go a couple of times. I distinctly remember I went to those. I was one time the old TV sitcom theater. Yeah. Oh wow, that's interesting. And I was in a theater with a bunch of other people in a TV show, the TV show. It's American. It doesn't relevant to. It's not really speak to me, but I know what it was. And a couple of other times. but those are distinct dream theater. It's just only for the people who are going to likely write to. Maybe I was just gonna trigger that, but obviously not all that. If you're not enjoying it, you probably need to request, or you need to start writing. I mean, maybe that's something you are supposed to do. Part of your contract.
Yeah.
Yeah, you won't stop until you do something usually, because you haven't done things you're supposed to do, and you spirit guide and know you're gonna regret if you don't do it, right? Because that's why you came here for, and you're probably gonna get mad at the spirit group. So they say, well, we try to remind you many times and show you all those dreams. It didn't work before, so now they're showing probably scary dream, because scary dream we remember. We tend to do something. Yeah, they know you so well, so they will do whatever it takes until you do it, because you ask them. You probably told them, you really have to make me do this time. So a lot of time. Yeah,
it was before Jurassic Park actually came out.
Right.
So you could have written it,
So
Diane.
your next big idea,
Hello.
sell it for a book or a movie.
Or you say Indiana Jones,
Right?
Those
Yeah,
are very
Indiana Jones.
actions.
That's one of yours.
Yeah.
I've been watching
seriously.
George Lucas.
Yeah.
Floating in the galaxies.
And a lot of people actually, the film scriptwriter came from here. West Windsor,
Oh, that's
Princeton.
right,
Yeah. Remember, like Edge of Tomorrow? That's a kind of frightening movie.
New Jersey.
Yeah, it's a lot of people are from New Jersey, so it's not surprising at all. Yeah. Yeah, so that's I kind of forgot. Yeah, Dream Theater. Musician hang out with all those great musicians up there.
Yeah.
Write a song together.
Lay down.
Yeah, go ahead, Dan.
Oh no, just telling the dog to lay down. No, but we're about at time.
Yes, yes, thank you.
All right, so let me go ahead and stop.
Right, thank you, everyone.
Yes, thank you, everybody.
Been over again.
Thank you.